Ladies and gentlemen, this is Reaction Andy here. Make sure to smash and let's check it out.
Battlefield, Battlefield, Battlefield.
Damn.
Fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice,
Shame on you.
me. Fool
Again.
me thrice, Battlefield 2042. My first real interaction with the Battlefield franchise came about when a little game called Battlefield Bad Company 2 was released.
My guy, this was not a little game. And Bad Company 2 was also my first game. I remember like I bought it somewhere around like March, May-ish time. I'm not sure, came out with the VIP access. That was considered Battlefield Premium, like a season pass, right? I miss those days, man.
I had never really played a Battlefield game, but the late 2000s to early 2010s was my personal prime gamer time. It was the golden age of Bang Reshi the gamer. So of course, I had to at least dip my toe into any new AAA shooter release.
Same.
And boy, am I glad that my toe entered the Bad Company 2 waters.
That's a big same.
Love this game.
Bad
I love this
Company
game
2
too.
single player is very solid. The humor is on
Yo.
point. The maps are iconic. The graphics are vibrant and gorgeous. The ever so slightly stylized art style is bold and brilliant. The M416 might be the sexiest in-game gun model of all time.
Yeah.
And the destruction. Oh lord.
Oh
Bad
my,
Company 2
yo, look at that destruction.
single-handedly started my love affair with video game destruction. To
Oh
this
my
day,
God, I
think that
forgot
destruction
about
is the
it.
GOAT of video game mechanics. Destruction was so well incorporated into BC2's core gameplay.
Yeah.
Pretty much every structure could crumble thanks to a well-placed noob tube shot, and every fence shattered under the power.
Ladies and gentlemen, see, this is the problem right here. How this is a 2010 game. 2010 game. It was light years ahead. How is that even possible with the amount of tech we have and we still cannot reach the same level of quality? Now, I'm not talking about graphics.
Power of a mighty knife swing. The sheer variety of strategy that
Damn.
Destruction provided was just perfecto.
Yeah.
A mere year later, Battlefield 3 was announced, and shit.
Listen, man, Amazon sent me this one day early. I'm forever thankful. You know what? I'm gonna shill for Amazon.
The
Oh
Fortnite
my.
kids might not remember, but the dropping of that Battlefield 3 official Faultline trailer
Bro.
was a monumental moment in gaming history. Battlefield 3's graphics felt like a quantum leap in console shooter
Yeah.
visual fidelity. Beyond graphical amazement, thanks to Bad Company 2's slightly surprising success, Battlefield now felt like a more mainstream series that had a genuine console player fan base.
Yeah.
As such, the hype war between the upcoming Battlefield
Yo, Battlefield 3 and Modern Warfare 3 hype was so strong. Mwah. You know, I remember the time, like, my friend, he was just a Call of Duty fanboy, and I was telling me, yo, man, you gotta buy Battlefield 3, it's coming out before Modern Warfare 3, and at that time, listen, man, I played both Modern Warfare 3 and Battlefield 3. I was all about it. I love both of these games equally, okay? But Battlefield 3 has a special place in my heart, and I ended up converting a homie in real life. He was like, okay, you know what? That game looks good, okay? He caved in, and he ended up buying it, and he actually ended up becoming a fan as well.
3 and also upcoming Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 was probably the true birth of the Battlefield vs COD Odyssey. Considering my
Yep.
affection for Bad Company 2, I prepared my body for BF3. I
Yeah,
was ready
boy.
to fully convert to the Church of Battlefield. I can remember the day of its release so clearly. It was one of my
Same,
very
bro.
good mates' birthdays. Shout out to Aiden. We were gathered around the TV at his house. There was dominoes on the table, margarita. Aiden loaded up BF3. We began this hotly anticipated games campaign, and then for the rest of that fated evening, we proceeded to take the absolute piss out of Battlefield 3. Real talk.
Yo, honestly, man, it was not even that bad. Like, looking back, it wasn't even that bad. Sure, no, it's not the greatest, but not that bad. Not that bad.
BF3's campaign is so boring. The epitome
It
of
is,
generic.
though, but-
I still remember that night me and the boys spent mocking it. A great memory, but also an
My guy, if you achieve this, you have achieved godness on planet Earth. I just don't
a great
understand.
memory, but also an experience that planted the seed of Battlefield hatred into my subconscious. No matter how much I tried, I just could not get into BF3's multiplayer. There were a bunch of ways in which
smash the like button or the grandmaster outside.
the game deviated from what I loved about BC2. BF3
No destruction, right?
de-emphasized destruction.
Yeah.
It had less vibrance and style in its graphics. It lacked humor and felt overly why so serious. BF3 was also one of the first 360 games to require a fat download before you could even play
Now
it.
listen, I was a Sony pony boy. I still play on the Sony ponies. But for the Xbox though, like you guys had like 2 discs, right? That's crazy though.
And that was something that honestly
2 discs.
bothered me more than it should have. Couple those changes with that seed of mockery, and my general vibes towards the game spiraled into an abyss of negativity. In theory, I always thought that I should have been a Battlefield boy, but every time I tried to play BF3, it felt like all I ever did was run around for 20 minutes or get deleted straight after spawning by some dumbass tank squad. At that time, the mere mention of the word conquest would give me PTSD-esque flashbacks to
My guy, Rush and Team Deathmatch was just everything and all what I needed. Okay, that Rush and TDM is all what I need in Battlefield. And we recently got Rush in Battlefield 2042, but we're hearing that it's a limited time game mode. Like, what? Like, damn, okay, you keep Rush in the game, EA, and DICE, you keep that in, you son of a female dogs out here. Cannot say those words on YouTube.
hours wasted running from flag to flag only to get blasted out of nowhere by some helicopter dickhead. My hatred got so out of control that I became convinced that Battlefield's popularity was a global conspiracy masterminded by the camper Illuminati created to justify their disgusting anti-fun tactics. When Battlefield 4 launched as an unfinished disaster,
I remember
only
this
felt
time.
more vindicated in my anti-Battlefield mentality.
Oh no.
Fast forward to 2016,
Oh,
in the
no.
ongoing Battlefield vs Call of Duty war. For the first time in a long time, it felt like Battlefield had really taken a definitive lead. The announcement of Infinite Warfare felt like a negative tipping point for COD, while Battlefield 1's announcement garnered hype that dwarfed anything that a Battlefield had received before. By taking Battlefield 1 all the way back to World War 1, DICE actually gave their franchise a genuinely unique selling point in the AAA space. As much as I like to think of myself as an intellectual gamer,
This is you right here. That's a screenshot of a Giga chat. I think that's you, man. Like, teach me your ways, guys. Teach me your ways.
at heart, I'm just a filthy casual, aight? I love me a good old-fashioned hype train. So you can bet your ass I boarded the BF1 bandwagon. First class tickets and complimentary champagne, baby. And boy, am I
That guy looks like Mr. T likes if I just gotta say
glad
that.
I did. Battlefield 1 is such an intense and visceral war-like online shooter. BF1's incredible presentation gripped me. It gripped me so hard that I overcame my Battlefield hesitations. My camper
To this day, I love Battlefield 1. The operations just, mwah, I love it.
Illuminati paranoia. I finally let myself just
Play the game.
And most importantly, when I was running through the trenches as a frontline medic,
Play
syringing
the
my
game.
homies back to life, I finally understood the Battlefield formula. BF1 isn't perfect, but it's one of very few AAA games in recent memory that actually lived up to the hype. With my
Facts.
newfound understanding of the Battlefield way, I went back and played BF4. And I gotta say, I kinda understand people who say that this is the last true Battlefield.
Now listen, Battlefield 4, there is no denying Battlefield 4 is superior compared to Battlefield 3, Bad Company 2 as well. Battlefield 4 is just all around well-made modern day Battlefield game. But as somebody who played this game at launch, this game was buggy as shiza, okay? But now it is very good. I just wish that we had a game like Battlefield 4 though. 2042, there's a possibility, but I don't think it will ever reach that same high like Battlefield 4 and Battlefield 3.
Stylistically, Battlefield just suits the modern era more.
Yep.
BF4 wasn't exactly popping by the time I dipped back into it, so I waited for my next chance to become a Battlefield convert.
I honestly think that Battlefield 4 needs a next-gen upgrade. It needs a next-gen patch for PS5, even if it's $10. I'll pay $10! I'll pay $10 a year! What you want? Just tell me what you want! I'll pay $10 for this upgrade on PS5 and for the Series X homies as well. Give me that right now, man.
5 happened, And then finally, like a call from the only in Battlefield heavens, Battlefield 2042 was announced. I was ready. And so, here we are, the present day.
Now listen, man, Battlefield 2042 is not that bad. As somebody who was excited, now understand, I covered every single leak for this game. I was excited for this game. Played the beta. I was disappointed, so then I lowered my expectations. And right now, yep, I have found some enjoyment out of it, but I surely see the homies. And the game needs more content, let's be real.
Battlefield 2042 sucks. Is Battlefield 2042 unfinished?
Yeah. Yes.
Rubber banding, connection issues, visual glitches, reviving just being straight up broken. I've had it all. My game has crashed multiple times while loading breakthrough. No, not just long loading screens, full on crashes. Hit registration doesn't work. Kills sometimes glitch out and don't ping on your HUD. The game has a
and people say Battlefield is for real men out here. Homeboys are just doing teabagging and shiza.
General layer of jank in the animations and in the way it looks. Apparently, the dog shit gunplay is actually a bug in the bloom mechanics. Battlefield 2042 is so broken that I cannot tell where the glitch ends and the game begins. Seriously, this game is just unplayable way too often. My experience with BF 2042 is just as bad as my experience was with Cyberscam 2077.
Damn, he's not stopping. Yo, just chill. Homie, chill. Chill, damn.
Bugs and glitches, the game is just missing a lot of features. On console, there's no scoreboard, there is no server browser, there is no stat tracker,
This is how I feel about Battlefield 2042. I'm not really a big fan of these maps, and I'm also not somebody that would hate on these maps. Like, I feel like that the maps are alright, they're average, but the maps are just way too big. I feel like that these maps deserve to have at least 200 players. Maybe 200 players would be a lot for, let's say, breakthrough, but 200 players for conquest would be, if you're gonna have like this big of a map size, then you need more players.
Hardly
or
any maps.
cut the map.
There are hardly any guns, there are hardly any game modes, there are no persistent lobbies, there are entire lists on Reddit
that's sad,
that detail just how much is missing from this game compared to other Battlefields. Trust me, there's a lot more stuff missing. I don't even care that it doesn't have a campaign. BF campaigns have pretty much all sucked since Bad Company 2. But don't worry guys, no matter what you're doing in BF 2042, you can always access the store.
Dude, for some reason the store always works in Call of Duty and Battlefield. Why? I mean, I know the answer like that, but like, you know what I mean? Can a brother get the full like game working?
Fundamentally, is this game in any state to be sold for 60 to 110 pounds?
No.
Yeah, that's the correct answer.
The funny thing about BF 2042 is that I believe its broken nature hides from its shoddy game design miscues. So let's talk about that. Firstly, why don't we take a look at the all-new Hazard Zone game mode? This game mode will be dead in the next 3 to 4 months. Tops.
Damn. Now, according to leaks, this was supposed to be a battle royale mode. They changed it, and it was supposed to be a free-to-play mode, and they changed it. I know there are a lot of people that don't like the idea of battle royale, but let's be real. I think I would prefer a battle royale compared to Hazard Zone. Hazard Zone is completely dead. Nobody plays it. Admit it, man. Like, even if you're somebody that hates battle royale, admit it, right? Like, it would have been way better than Hazard Zone for the franchise.
Mode. If it ain't free to play, in a coffin it will lay. Now let's dive into BF 2042's core, all-out war.
Oh wow! Wow, dude.
Core BF 2042 unfortunately has a severe case of Halo 4 syndrome. While every online shooter can be boiled down to players running around and shooting people, every good online shooter has its own rhythm. I'd say that these rhythms are dictated by map design and a game's fundamental gameplay loop.
GTA 6 map right there, boys.
Halo, of course, had its own established rhythm that fans came to know and love. In their eternal wisdom, 343 decided that Halo 4 needed to recapture the casuals. So, they made power weapon spawns completely random and gave players the ability to call in killstreak-esque ordnance drops. This made map design essentially irrelevant. Every map now played equally as randomly. Boom, one half of the rhythm broken. On the game loop side, 343 kept the loadouts from reach, but also added
That's a
support
good way to
upgrades,
do it.
tactical packages, and specializations, presumably to give Halo that COD creator class swagger. All these customization options
The
didn't really
memes.
do anything except dilute the pre-established Halo loops. Most egregiously, 343 just had to force sprint into Halo, so now every player could sprint, just like COD. Unfortunately, sprint was so fast in this game that if you were losing a gunfight, you could almost always just do the old
Dude, listen, I'm a fan of unlimited sprint though. Like, I don't want to break my controller. In fact, I broke my PS4 controller with the, the left analog stick. I just kept on tapping and tapping during Call of Duty days, and I'm really glad that and now, like, you gotta double sprint, and for double sprinting you gotta tap it. It's like, whatever, dude.
Joseph Joestar
Unlimited sprint
and
is the way. Unlimited sprint is the way, boys.
Halo 4's multiplayer is bloated and has too many half-baked semi-mechanics. It just devolves into something really meaningless and blah.
That's a Twitch thought right there.
It's got no rhythm to latch onto. When a game changes rhythm, you might have an external and emotional reaction. Halo
That's
2
me
is
right
more
now.
fast-paced, while Halo 3 is more slow-paced. But when a game has no rhythm, like Halo 4, you'll just stop playing it. And that's what everyone did. I struggled to get into Battlefield for the longest time because I didn't understand its rhythm. I couldn't grasp onto the Battlefield formula.
Yo, boys. Yo, this was my first map. I remember actually loading up Squad Rush on this map. I forgot this map's name, bro. Help me out, chat.
Is
Chat,
so
help me out.
expansive that I felt lost. The line
Battlefield 3,
between
this was my
chaotic
first map.
warfare and meaninglessness blurred. It was only when I started immersing myself in each of the classes. It was only when I started working with my squad instead of being a run and gun lone wolf that I started to get Battlefield. Good soldiers follow orders and have more fun. The squad
And this is why they're actually going the route of specialists, because they do not want soldiers following the orders, boys. It is very clear. It is clear now.
and class system provides the player with structure and rhythm, and thus makes the Battlefield sandbox more navigable. Of course, once you become a level 900 BF fan, you can pull off more complex only in Battlefield moments and other Battlefield shenanigans, but the class and squad system is the base, the foundation on which the BF formula is built on. They are the elements that give combat meaning. I think the reason why I got Bad Company 2 was because it was more condensed and had smart design elements that
Yo, that is so true though. Look at this. You look at this, anybody with IQ, even if you have like low IQ, no disrespect, everyone and anyone can understand that. And it's so easy to look at this, customize the way you want it, and just get inside the game. Battlefield 2042, they complicated for no real reason whatsoever. Like, why?
pushed you into being a team player. Battlefield 2042 got rid of classes and heavily de-emphasized squads. And they replaced them with specialists, aka cosmetic industry trend motherfuckers. I'm not against Rule 34 bait. But just like Halo 4 specializations, these specialists are caught in the no man's land where their abilities aren't sick enough to make them interesting, but are intrusive enough to still be there, I guess. The dumb part is that they could have easily just made specialists that adhered to the pre-existing Battlefield classes. Kinda like...
And the voice lines are so bad. I'm not sure if you guys heard that, but the voice lines are just bad,
every
man.
other actual hero shooter. I know DICE slapped on the class labels last minute, but come on now. 2042's maps also break the BF rhythm. They are just so big. Like I've been saying for years, bigger isn't always better. So much time is spent just running around. Most of the time, you're just having shootouts across big open expanses because there's so few objects interspersed within these massive landscapes. Destruction is pretty much non-existent, and no one cares about the tornadoes. It's all so...
To be honest, it's quite sad though. Like in the beginning, we all thought that, yo, tornadoes, right? And they also hyped us up that with the fact that we're gonna be having like other weather dynamics. And in fact, we were supposed to, Tom has leaked the fact that we were supposed to get like other like tsunamis, earthquakes and whatnot. All of that got scrapped because tornadoes were prioritized and they were taking a lot of like GPU. And right now, I mean, Battlefield on PC 2042 on PC is very badly optimized. On PS5, it runs very smoothly though.
Blah. Also shapeless.
We needed more
DICE
than
also
just
have given
tornado.
the player the ability to drop in vehicles anywhere on the map. Ordnance drops, anyone? And now feels like there are just always way too many vehicles during a match. The vehicles, even more so than in previous BFs, just seem to spank the infantry into submission. In one fell swoop, DICE have both taken away Battlefield's unique flavor, but have also exacerbated the issues I personally already had with Battlefields in the past, aka non-stop running and vehicle bullshittery. I swear down, those goddamn hovercrafts are permanently located in the region of my body known as the pain in my ass. The attachment system sums up BF 2042's design flaws. Yes,
Yeah.
it is sexy to
Now, personally, I do like the weapon plus system, but but when I say like I don't like or I find the class system complicated, it's the menus, bro. It's the damn menus. It's the goddamn menus.
But like, isn't the point of attachments to specifically choose how you want to play, pros and cons included? If you
Yeah.
have to allow players to switch attachments on the fly because of the size of your maps, doesn't that mean your maps are too big? Is all-out warfare as apocalyptically bad as my analysis might convey? No.
Maybe.
You can still
Maybe.
run around and
Maybe.
shoot people, but as someone who will openly admit that they have oscillated in their love for Battlefield, I personally believe DICE's game design decisions are a damn shame. The game's combat just feels so much more meaningless. It lacks that rhythm. This might sound stupid, but core BF 2042 just feels like a bunch of players aimlessly running around and shooting each other. I definitely had the most fun with Portal, but it just does not.
Portal is the ways, man. Portal is what kind of saved this game for me. But let's see what he says.
Have enough content to save Battlefield
Yeah.
2042.
We need more.
It's that simple. The fact that enemies look the exact same as your own teammates just sums 2042 up. The fact that it's hard to tell who to actually shoot in a game about shooting people is just
I'ma pour one
Battlefield
for them.
2042 in a nutshell. This is such a basic design flaw that has never been an issue in online games since Pong. Why didn't DICE just give each faction separate costumes or even just a palette swap? It's
Yo, my guy, you're speaking facts which are not allowed, man. You're just talking logical stuff which is not allowed on the internet. Just stop with the logical talk, bro.
baffling. It's just such a basic thing to get wrong. Battlefield 2042 truly is an example of gaming evolving backwards. Could the BF 2042 package evolve into something great over time? Sure, but BF 2042
will,
eventually
but-
becoming something amazing is definitely not a given. Stylistic.
Yeah, it's when he says amazing, I'm thinking about Battlefield 4, right? And when he says that it's gonna become eventually good enough, I'm thinking about Battlefield 4 because surely this game, I think it's gonna become good. It's gonna become good in the next 6 months. It's gonna be really good. But will it be considered like the best Battlefield game out there when you compare this with Battlefield 4? I'm not sure about that one.
Battlefield will never be the casual king because it doesn't provide instant gratification the way that Halo and COD do. That's not a bad thing. Battlefield should be proud of being Battlefield. Battlefield has a die-hard community that keep each game alive for years and who stick with each game despite the repeated unfinished and janky launches. Instead of diluting Battlefield to appeal to the masses, EA and DICE should work on making it easier for people to become a part of the Battlefield community.
He's still alive.
I'll openly admit that I'm not historically the biggest Battlefield fan, and if that makes you think my opinion is invalid, so be it.
Your opinion is wrong. Wrong. Opinions are always wrong, right? It's not facts. But hit the subscribe bell, click on this video on the screen, and I will see you right there. Just click it, man. You're gonna